Welcome back to Impulse Plays. I am Crazy Carl Winter here with who I think is probably, he doesn't know this yet, but now he does. I think the most prolific Magic content creator right now, Neon Mushroom. How you doing, man?
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I appreciate it, buddy. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You put out like 14 videos a day. Like it's incredible, and they're all good. So
It's closer to 9 a week across two channels, but who cares about that? I just want to watch more pre-modern content as much as you'll let me watch. I'll do it all.
no doubt. And that's what we got here. Is we got some sweet pre-modern content. We've got 5-color Gators, which is a 5-color Phyrexian Negator list, which I'll toss up in just a second, versus Angel McAngel Face, the Solution, Blue White Tempo, whatever you want to call it.
Best deck
Uh,
in the format,
it
easily.
is. It is. I don't know though. It doesn't play Phyrexian Negator, which this first list plays, along with Winter
That is a
Orb and Mana
that's a
Leaks.
great counterpoint.
And Thornscape Apprentice. I don't know how I feel about that versus like the Granger Guild Mage, where you can give your Negator first strike.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They're both. Oh, he has Power Matrix. I didn't even see that. Are you familiar with
Yeah,
Power
I
Matrix?
I am not. I'm looking at this list now for the first time. I was staring at the solution list. And
That's
one
fair.
thing I've noticed, at one of our local events, we did have a Gators player show at 5-color Gators.
Mhm.
I have never looked at two Gators lists that look the same.
Oh
They all
yeah,
have so much variance, which is really cool.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Power Matrix is a 4-mana artifact where you can tap it to give a creature flying, first strike, trample, and +1/+1 until end of turn.
Oh, Phyrexian Negator loves that.
He
That's
sure
awesome.
does. He sure does. The only thing I think is weird about this list is the lack of 4 lightning bolts. That feels like an odd omission
Yeah,
to me, but
a 2/2 split with Fire, Ice, Lightning Bolt. I think I get why Gators plays Ice in the first place, but I really feel like you want to max out on bolts in a deck like this where your
yeah.
Gator just needs to get through in every matchup.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And then let's get to the thing you really wanted to talk about, which is what I invited you on for,
Yeah.
was Angel
Oh,
McAngel Face, the
I've been
solution,
dying to see this.
tempo. This is Matt's deck. It is very sweet.
This
What are
is
your
a
thoughts?
gorgeous loadout. I don't. Are you showing deck photos
Yeah.
on this video? I assume you are. You usually do. This
Yeah, I
just looks
throw them in there.
amazing. I
Yeah.
love
It's really
staring at
pretty.
these cards.
Yep.
I've got some experience with this deck, and I like to play the version that I've been playing recently. Actually, I'm not seeing. Oh, there's two Exalted Angels in this build. I've
Is that
been
the
playing a
new old
version
ones?
with
Yeah.
just the Angels.
Oh, okay.
Instead of playing Meddling Mage in Mother of Runes in the main, this is the first solution deck that I played. I think
Okay.
this build is quite solid. Obviously, there's some toxicity in the mana base, but what can you do? You're trying to
Oh
play
God,
a
yeah.
wedge mana base, in pre-modern where we only have allied colored fetch lands.
He's
But
playing a
no, this looks
wedge mana
awesome.
base with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 basic lands. That takes
Hmm.
commitment. That's commitment right
It
there.
absolutely does. And then there's of course the everyone's favorite. I plan to curve out and cast a spell every turn until turn 7, and
Hmm.
I'm playing Gemstone Mine in my deck, which is
Yep. It's
you got to get the reflecting pool Gemstone Mine combo as fast as possible.
Yep. This is certainly a choice. And I didn't even notice the signatures until you brought them up. Yeah, he's done a great job getting his stuff signed. I know
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Matt's a magic traveler, as I try to be, and yeah, I guess has seen a lot of artists. The Doug
Hmm.
Schuler in particular, that shadow signature looks phenomenal.
It looks amazing. Any shadow signature, sign me up. I need to get some more signed cards. They've got a small handful for the format, but every time I hop in a
Mm,
Discord server or something and see everyone's deck photos with their sign, like their whole deck signed, it's just ridiculous.
yeah, yep, no, I feel that. I'm excited for LobsterCon because they've got 3 artists there that we're gonna be able to get stuff signed by, so that'll be super sweet.
That's at some point I'm gonna attend LobsterCon someday. I
Definitely,
swear.
that'll be awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. Speaking of seeing it, let's take a look at this match here, which is this is from round 1 of the 1K we ran at Dragon Master Games here in Binghamton, New York, and it's nice and off kilter already. I think somebody bumped the camera
Oh,
after I set it
awesome!
up.
What can you
So,
do?
yep, this is
Yeah.
we're doing it live. And the video starts out a little bit choppy. I had a weird issue with my 10-year-old laptop, and like it starts out choppy and then it smooths out, so it'll look a little bit
Oh,
better
that's
in a few
totally
minutes.
fine. Before we hopped on this call, I was watching Magic the Gathering online pre-modern gameplay with no
Oh,
commentary, just silence, so I can
nice.
put up with anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
Looks like we had Gators on the play, which is one thing about the solution, especially this build with Mother of Runes. It really wants to be on the play, but having
Yeah,
the good old Bolt the Bird, so good here.
that's a great way to steal back the tempo for sure.
Hmm. Turn 2 Gator is probably going to be fairly good against the solution unless they have like a Swords to Plowshares.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he has a good 2-drop after that. He's got the negator, but he doesn't have that bird. Yeah, that bolt could have been potentially better because if that negator comes out, I guess he doesn't know he's on negator, but like
That's
Could have
true.
both
Yeah,
Indicator
this
and
is.
Ancestral
I
Recall.
imagine you guys aren't running open deck list.
We're not. No, that's something to try at some point. I do want to do an invitational tournament at some point, and if we do that, it'll 100% be open deck list. But
That would be so cool. But yeah, you open on, forest, plains. There aren't a ton of decks in this format that do that.
yep.
Call of the Herd, great here. I know I've
Oh
been
yeah.
listening to a lot of the Spike Colony podcast, and per
Mhm.
their recommendation, I'm a proud owner of like 12 Call of the Herds. They
Correct.
seem to
Good
go in
choice.
everything that can cast them.
Yep.
They're so
100%.
good.
I've even tried shoving into combo decks, and it's not good, but like you can do it.
You probably like buy some amount of percentage points against like Sly in any deck that like gets stonewalled by an X3. So
Yeah.
it's never nothing.
That was the big Sly tech last year at LobsterCon. Was the New York City crew was playing green in their Sly deck to just straight up splashing Call of the Herd and like naturalize. That was it.
So almost getting to red green zoo without actually fully committing.
Exactly. Speaking of
I
committing, we
like
got a
that.
morph committed to the board against the 5-color mana base. That's going to be possibly not long for this world. Oh
Now
wait, no, he's
we
got a Mother
know
of Runes. He's good. He's good.
we're good to go. And as we know, that's an Exalted Angel because we have the deck list.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen so many zombie cutthroats turn face up when you think it's
That card is so
an
sweet.
Exalted Angel. You go to like bolt it. You get such a
Yeah.
blowout.
Yep. And I'm looking. I don't think Nate even has an answer. So let's just crash in with the elephant, and
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt's gonna get
You,
turn this angel face up.
you may as well. Yeah. If he pops off a block with Angel, obviously Swords to Plowshares after the pro green is going to be a blowout for Matt. Undiscovered Paradise. These poor 5-color decks, what they have to do to produce their mana.
Yep, they certainly have to slum it quite a bit. Okay, so it looks like Matt doesn't have the 4th mana source. So that's going to be kind of detrimental for paying 4 mana to untap or unmorph the Lightning Angel.
Yeah, exactly. The Exalted Angel can't be flipped. The Lightning Angel can't come into play.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
the
yeah.
mom's going to sit here and slow the game down for like the foreseeable future. There is
Yep.
a 3/3, so I guess Nate technically will win the race. But until Matt dies, every turn he can just like top deck, top deck, top deck. Any mana source flips that Exalted
Mhm.
Angel. I don't know
Mhm.
how you come back from that with a Mother of Runes already established.
It's going to be very challenging. My thought
Hmm.
was that Nate could have dropped out Phyrexian Negator last turn, because if Matt morphs his Angel, Nate gets to crash him for 8, which kind of negates that life swing that the Angel gives you.
Yeah, I think at that point, let's see, 16 to 14. I think
Mhm.
Nate starts to still win the race potentially,
Very close to, if
if
not.
that's the
Yeah.
case. I can honestly say I've never seen this matchup before. It looks honestly like a lot of fun from both sides. Although
Agreed.
Nate's mana base not being, I guess the Undiscovered Paradise not the worst, but not a super cooperative mana base here.
Not so much,
Second
yeah.
Elephant token, not nothing though.
Yeah, that's gonna definitely put a lot more pressure onto Matt, who's really hoping to find that 4th mana source.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so he's
before this gemstone mine implodes.
okay, so he's impulsing. I thought he was gonna mana leak there. That's a good
Oh, there's
choice.
no impulse crew stamp on that impulse. What's going on here?
So Matt lives in Rochester, and I just haven't given him any yet, so that's my bad. That's my bad.
Unbelievable.
So Matt, if you're watching this, let me know. I will ship you some impulses.
That's what I'm talking about. I got you, Matt. I have to imagine the take here on the impulse. I didn't see it, but I have to imagine it's just like
Oh yeah,
on tap mana source. It's
Snapland.
gotta
Yeah.
be. A negator would have been brutal, but 6, I think we can deal with 6 if we have starting with 4 power in the air, moving to 7 pretty quickly. That's a 2-3
Right.
turn clock.
Yep.
A darker waste, not bad. Not
The
bad at all.
the best part about that, a Darker Waste, is it lets him cast Lightning Angel with another untapped mana source after morphing
Hmm.
his Exalted Angel, which I think
Yeah,
all the lands come
also
into play untapped. Oh, he's playing the Lightning Angel. Ooh.
I actually kind of like that here, developing the Lightning Angel
Yeah.
into play without knowledge of Nate's deck list.
Yeah.
It's things just tend not to be super safe in your hand in pre-modern.
Yeah.
So you'll see there's a lot of push pull, like the Rock. I've seen a ton of people like hold back
Hmm.
against the Rock trying to play around Pernicious Deed. Then they get a couple of one
The
drops
ball
or
therapies
whatever.
or whatever. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So there's definitely the same push pull there. I think I would do the same thing here. Just jam the Lightning Angel. You're already protecting your Exalted Angel, and the
Yeah.
Lightning Angel does a great job at attacking and blocking a 3/3. It's such a good tempo swing.
4 is in fact a bigger number than 3.
Hmm. Absolutely. I'm such a sucker for Lightning Angel. It's got to be the rate on that card is so good. It's just so hard to cast.
Right. Yeah, it really is.
Ooh, City of Brass. Okay, now Nate's mana's looking actively
A
good
lot
even.
better. Yeah.
Hmm.
He doesn't have to use that Undiscovered Paradise. I love Undiscovered Paradise. It's a sweet card.
Oh,
But it is
same.
so awkward in these aggro decks. Like I built a black, green, white aggro deck that played a Undiscovered Paradise, and it just felt so bad every single time.
Ooh, we got a reader. for Gator.
Ooh,
Oh,
no
that's
negator.
awesome.
All right. This
Yeah,
negator
Undiscovered
looks a lot
Paradise.
as exciting here.
Yeah, we're at the point in the game where it's kind of just gonna sit there,
Yeah.
which is not great. But yeah, no, Undiscovered Paradise, really good that we have it in the format, but like it's much better in decks like Groatog, for instance, where
Right.
you're absolutely fine. You're an Armageddon deck, so
Right.
it's
Or
a
you
feature,
can
not a flaw.
pitch it a Mox Diamond or something, right?
Exactly. It just works out in those situations. But when you want your lands to stay in play and you want to cast, progressively bigger and bigger spells and tap more mana every turn, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of fights you on that.
It's hard for that, yeah. But if you're just trying to cast 3 drops, you just get to that third mana source and you're good to go for the entire time. God, this
Here
Lightning
comes
Angel's
the
such a
Lightning Angel.
beating.
It's so good. I've seen a lot of like I guess some people will call it dump truck, but it's just the Esper solution variants.
Oh yeah, yep,
I've seen some of those floating around, and don't get me wrong, I've tried them out. I like them,
yeah.
but they don't play Lightning Angel, and that's a
No,
problem for
they
me.
very much do not.
Shadow Mage Infiltrator, I love John Finkel as much as the next guy, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not Lightning Angel.
He gets blocked by Mishra's Factory, which is a not uncommon card to see in this format.
Yeah, not great. Yeah, every deck plays like as many as possible.
Pretty much.
I've seen Stifle Knot decks going up to like 2 of those. My current
Mhm.
Stifle Knot build plays 2
Yeah.
factories, which is wild. That's a testament to how good the card is when you're trying to gush.
Oh,
Negator's coming in.
Oh
This is
boy. I just puckered a little bit for Nate there. That's gonna hurt.
that's that could
Oh, it
Matt
just gets
take.
in. Oh wow.
I
Okay.
guess that's fine.
Yeah. You save the life. He gets to morph his angel next turn at the end of turn and
hmm
crash in for what, 7? Oof.
Yeah. I wonder how much it comes up. A lot of newer players, when I say newer, I mean like haven't
Mhm.
been playing for longer than a decade, don't
Mhm.
realize that flipping a card's a special action. I've
Yeah.
had it come up a lot where people try to respond to it,
Yeah.
which you actually can't do.
The confusing thing is that a lot of morph cards have triggered abilities when they flip. So you do the special action and then you have a trigger, which you can then respond to the trigger. But yeah, you don't get to like shock the Exalted Angel in response to flipping it
Exactly,
because
yeah.
that's not how that works. So
No, and now we've got Nate at 3, and the solution, let me see here. Yep, I see 4 bolts, but I don't think Matt has one in hand.
yeah, it doesn't look like it. Drops another morph. Oof.
Ooh, I think this has to be wrapped up, right?
I don't know if he hits power. Okay, let's say if he
Yep,
hits
there
power
it
matrix, he
is.
might be okay. But no, he's at
That's
3.
a
Yeah,
good
there's no
point. I
way.
actually forgot that was in the deck. You were just talking about that a
Yeah,
few minutes ago.
yeah,
That actually would have been a hot top deck.
yeah. I need to pick some of those up.
I'm
Actually, I've got the Drinker of Sorrows. I've got the Vex Negators. I just need
yeah.
to get some power
I'm
matrices.
currently, as we speak, adding it to my buy list from my LGS.
Nice.
I you just made me aware of this card.
It's a sick card.
It's really cool. What's the CMC in at 4?
4, yeah. It's a lot, but so I
It's
have
for the effect. I'll take it.
yeah, I was gonna say earlier, I have a 3-color negator list. It's like negators, um, Call the Herds, and then a bunch of morphs. I call it
hmm
Power Rangers because it plays 5 different morphs. And
That's awesome.
it plays Ancient Tomb and City of Traders, so that you can play turn 2 morph, turn 3 unmorph, or you can play like turn 2 Phyrexian Negator really easily off of either Birds of Paradise land or Soul land. Plow the
Oh, that's
bird.
so
Love it.
sick.
But
Cloud Bird.
that deck could very much benefit from Power Matrix. I need to pick some of those up for that deck at some point.
That's really interesting. Send me your list once you've got that together. I'm always looking for. I've
Definitely.
started to scour the big pre-modern Discord for the Spice Paradise decks because
Mm-hmm.
there's so much. If you're willing to like step down in power level a little bit and like look at some more fun stuff, there's
Mm-hmm.
some really this format's just awesome. Now, mind you,
Yeah.
I'm as far as like people who've played the format, I've got to be newer. I've been playing it for maybe a year at this point,
Sure.
and it's I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. It's
Nope.
super rich.
Yep. I've been
I
playing,
haven't
I think,
even
for like
played
3
Gators yet.
years. Yeah, I've been playing for like 3 years, and there's just still so much to do.
It's wild. It's really rare to have that, like a format that doesn't rotate.
Yeah.
No new cards can ever enter it. And like
Yep.
it seems to be growing too. Even when I first got into it a
Mm-hmm.
year ago, there
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem to be as much hype around it as there is now.
Yeah, I think the vibes plus the gameplay and the nostalgia just kind of creates this kind of
Yeah.
trifecta of wonderfulness that people enjoy.
The gameplay feels a little bit more like Magic to me. For instance, we got a
Yeah.
Pakula coming down here. What do you think the name is on that?
My
We don't
guess
have
is it's gonna
audios,
be Lightning Bolt or Swords of Plowshares. Oh, it wasn't Lightning Bolt.
but
So I typically have Infinite tokens set to the side with a marker so that people can write down what they do for Meddling Mage or Cabal Therapy. I just
Smart.
forgot to tell them, so that's
Yeah,
on
it
me.
happens. It does, it's a little hack. You get to create some like
Mhm.
artificial banter by guessing. There's
Yep.
always that.
Yep. Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, I
it's,
think
it's
the
totally
removal
intentional.
selector
Totally
is good.
intentional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We can just cut all that stuff before out. Easy.
All right, so the elephant token comes out, and Matt does not seem to have a good response to it.
No, the counter spells were out in hand. Is that? I think that's a mountain in hand, not a bolt. There's a swords as well,
No, there's
but
a
I
bolt.
have
It
to
is a bolt.
imagine
Yeah, it's a bolt.
there is a bolt. We're
Yeah,
so we're good.
yeah.
With the swords, you definitely don't want to swords the elephant in a matchup where your opponent can just drop a negator on your head.
Mm-hmm.
That would be not great.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel good to bolt it either. Like you're just giving your opponent straight up 2-for-1.
Yep. Here comes a. Ooh, what do we got here?
Thornscape Apprentice.
That's
A
Thorn
white.
Escape Apprentice.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe this is the one that gives first strike. I can't remember. I know it's a tapper, so like a white and tap, you tap a creature, and it might be
Mhm.
for a red and tap, give target creature first strike until end of turn. It's
Oh,
looking like
that's
yeah. I can't tell.
a
With
nice
the
little
text on there.
upgrade to Whip Quarter.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, Okay, yep. Granger Guild Mage gives first strike on the white ability, and then
Got
the
it.
red ability is like a ping or something. So
Oh, okay. That's actually really cool.
yeah,
Ooh, we see another Lightning Angel, but no land drop for the second game in a row.
that is rough. Yeah,
Such
and
a shame.
that's the trouble for this solution deck is it's got not enough lands and not enough that stick around. Like this Gemstone Mine's already sitting on 2 counters.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those things where like the spell quality in the solution
Mhm.
is it's a good thing the mana's not that good. Because if it was, the solution I think would be in
Oh yeah,
contention for one of the best decks in the format if it could always cast its spells on curve.
for sure. Oh, he drew Fire Ice right after plowing the bird. That feels so bad.
That's tough. Yeah.
But
At the very least, he could cycle the fire ice.
yeah,
It's kind of there's an interesting move he could make here if Nate doesn't tap out, which is obviously fight ice the undiscovered paradise and time walk him a little bit. That could be really cool.
so the Undiscovered Paradise only bounces if you tap it for mana. That said, City of
Oh, so
Brass does a
it's
damage
not
to
a
you if it gets
check.
tapped.
Got
Yeah,
it. I was
yeah.
under the impression it was a check on your upkeep, but it has to have
Sort of like
produced
City of
mana.
Brass. Yeah.
I
You have to
see.
actually
I
use the
see.
mana ability. Yeah. Also, fun thing is, it
Knowledge.
comes back during your untap step, so you can't use it with Stasis to go infinite.
Right. That's why they play Forsaken City. Is that the one
They
that Stasis
sure
plays?
do. They sure do.
I just picked up all the cards for Stasis, but like
As you
I
should. That
wanted
deck
to
is
play it
amazing.
over on my channel, but like, man, I don't know. We'll see if it makes good content. I enjoy the gameplay.
Yeah, I think I posted a couple Stasis videos, and they go pretty quick. Like it's basically play land go, land go, land go, and the game kind of gets condensed down into like 2 or 3 big turns, and
I
those big
guess
turns are
Black
really
5 does
exciting.
end the game.
It does.
That's
It does.
true. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
All right, we got a meddling mage. I wonder what the name is here. This is kind of interesting because they both share like a good amount of spells,
They
which always
do.
makes meddling mage kind of awkward.
And I guess it wasn't Fire Ice.
Hmm.
My thought
Wasn't
is it's
Fire
probably
Ice.
Lightning Angel if I had to guess, because Lightning
Mm-hmm.
Angel is not like it's not impossible for Nate to deal with because he does have that apprentice. Oh
Right.
no, doesn't
I
help
think
him
Lightning
here.
Angel is a very good name there. I think
Yeah,
against this solution, that's usually a safe name.
yeah. The Angel's just so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
These guys
Matt's
are.
got to be careful here. Even if he does develop like a mana source,
Mhm.
he's got a basic planes and multiple counter spells in hand. So it gets to a situation where like by the time he develops his fourth land, the
Mhm.
gemstone mine might be gone, which is like
Right.
we're seeing what happen right here, where the angel deck is just like begging, hoping.
Yep.
Sometimes it works out. Like if Matt top decks a reflecting pool here, he's cooking.
Yep. Another
But
mage
also
comes
he could
out.
just draw another angel. All right, this one's naming
Counter
nothing
spells.
because it's
Yep.
getting counterspelled, and
I
that
like that.
gemstone's down on 1.
Oh, that
Yeah,
feels so
you
bad.
have to make that conversion. But I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, Matt's in danger to his own mana base. Ooh, great top deck though.
Yeah. Dear Darker Waste. Nice. Love to see it. The question is, does he develop the angel or does he go for a factor fiction? I think he
That's
has to go for the
definitely
factor
hard.
fiction. Yeah, it looks like he's doing that line.
I agree. The only thing that makes me uneasy is playing into Mana Leak, but at this point, he's so behind. I think
Right.
he just needs to hope for something to go right. Ooh, Rancor, let's go.
That's an
I
angry
love
mage.
Rancor.
Angry wizard.
Yep.
Let's go.
And do you really want to counter a Rancor? I
I
mean, it's a
don't.
3-turn clock if you don't.
That's true. But he gets to cast Lightning Angel almost for sure next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
The
how
only
awkward is that? If the factor fiction gets mana leaked, he doesn't necessarily have the 4th mana to cast the Lightning
Yeah,
Angel.
because he's gonna lose the gemstone mine to cast the factor fiction.
God, I
Even if it
hate
does
Gemstone Mine
resolve, he
so much.
has 2 lands. It's so bad, dude. It's
It's
just the
awful.
worst thing ever. And there's really no getting around it. Like the,
Hmm.
in a weird way, gemstone mine is holding the mana base of Mad's deck together.
Yeah, it's like a tourniquet, right? Like it's not something you're gonna leave
Yep.
there permanently. Oh
Oh
no!
come
Oh
on,
no!
at
Oh
least
no!
one.
Oh no!
Oh, no lands. Normally you're so happy about these, but he wanted at least 2
Just
lands there so he can get
yeah,
1 4 piled.
yeah.
Oh no. At this
So
point,
split the
if I'm Nate,
agents.
I just don't want Matt taking like portent
Right.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to disincentivize the portent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think you put the portent with the lightning angel.
I agree.
And then probably the bolt as well, because like you're just not doing all those things at the same time. Well, I guess you get the bolt.
Well,
Actually, no, bolt and portent should be in separate piles, I think, because you can't.
yeah,
They're not
I
doing
think I
both.
think it's like Bolt, Exalted Angel, Hibernation, Portent, and Lightning Angel in the other pile. Because if he
Yeah.
takes the Portent, he has to tap the mana for the Portent, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
then doesn't get the card until the next turn. So
Mm-hmm.
by the math, he's dead before he can cast Lightning Angel.
Right. Right.
Depending on how he uses that gemstone mine, obviously.
Okay.
This pile, I don't hate this pile. I think I would
It's
have
fine.
switched the Bolt and the Portent, but
Yeah.
that's I think you could wax and wane about that for like ever.
Yeah. That's one of the cool
We
things
see
about
Matt
Factor Fiction
going
is
for the
that.
Portent.
Yep. Yeah, he's got to
If you're
take it.
Matt, do you just take the pile? Do you take Angel Portent if he splits it the other way?
Probably. Oh, we hit the land.
Is
I
it is
think
a gemstone
I
mine, but
think
at
that
least
other
it
gemstone
casts an
mine's supposed to be
angel.
that other gemstone mine's supposed to be dead, isn't it? Or am I missing
It
something?
should be. We may have missed it, but I was thinking to myself, if he casts that Factor Fiction, doesn't that gemstone mine die? And I
That's
think
what I
it's
was thinking
supposed to
too.
be gone.
Tell us in the
Mistakes happen.
comments. Yeah. Oh yeah, easy enough to
Yeah,
miss. Yeah.
you know.
Especially when you're in the heat of the moment, you're just really trying to get that land drop, and that's all you're focusing on, and then you just forget about everything else that's going on in your game.
And you're sitting there staring at lightning angels in your hand. I would be hot and bothered too. I wouldn't be able to
Yep.
keep track of my gemstone mining counters.
And how? And how?
It's 6 life though. These a Shivan Reef and a Dark Wastes, they're gonna deal damage, but if you tap your gemstone mines, you're gonna, lose your lands. It's just hard.
Oh, okay. So I think this gemstone mine's actually going to matter because Matt I think is going to go for the angel after portent, and he shouldn't have the mana for the portent. So
I
my
agree.
immersion has been completely ruined, but that's okay. We'll get past it.
Yep.
Um,
Chat, let us know if we're wrong, but I think we're right. I think it's supposed to be dead.
yeah. So fun thing that I've got planned for LobsterCon is RK Post is going to be there,
Oh
and
wow, that's so cool.
yeah, I saw him at MagicCon Vegas, and I asked him to do a playmat sketch on this playmat, and he said he couldn't do it because he was too busy, but he might be able to do it at LobsterCon. I'm gonna have him do Lightning Angel, but as a Pikachu.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so sick, dude.
Yeah,
On this specific playmat,
this one right here. Yeah, this pink playmat. Yeah,
this is gorgeous. By the way, huge kudos, obviously. Pink
likewise.
Spellground, no stitching. Love
Yep,
it.
yep. I'm here for it.
Absolute caviar.
It's
One of my like what's the word for it before my little bucket list items is
mhm.
a 93, 94 Spellground, but if you've looked at
Ooh,
prices on those, oh
yeah,
lord.
yep.
I'd be better off grabbing a Mox Diamond or something.
Let's say yeah, a few million more subscribers, and
Yeah, yeah. We'll crowdfund it. It'll be fine.
exactly. Yeah, I have an old one. I don't know when it's from. I think it's from like the late '90s. It's a one player map
Yeah.
though, so it's
Oh,
a
those are so cool. People
yeah.
collect those. They're really neat.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I had it doodled on back in 2003, 2004 by like name famous artists, and it's probably on there like Mark Tadine, Mark Poole,
Hmm.
Rebecca Gay, RK Post eventually got on there,
That's so
Braum,
cool.
like just tons of people. And
I don't
I
have
got it finished
any
up
ink
recently.
yet.
Oh,
I
you
need
got
to I need to get on it. I need
oh
to. I've got
yeah,
so many spellgrounds, but they're all virgin spellgrounds, and I'm embarrassed. Now
pristine.
we do have a winter orb in play, which cannot be good for Matt. It's
Nope.
so
It
bad.
is awesome, however, with this Undiscovered Paradise.
And this is whenever you can make undiscovered paradise's downside, like its flaw into a feature. Oh, you're so
Yeah,
happy.
that's a nice plow there. He gets a 2-for-1. So Ranker
Hmm.
targets when you cast it as an aura,
Yep.
and if the target is no longer in play, it gets countered upon resolution, also known as
Which is
fizzling.
little 2-for-1 fizzle action. Love to see
Ooh,
it.
that's a
That
beautiful
said,
Llanowar Elf.
it is. It's gorgeous. Unfortunately, he's. I think he's playing this correctly. Matt's not doing anything improperly. It's just a tough spot to play from.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to
It's
resolve 4 mana spells against Winter Orb. It's gonna
yeah.
be very tough.
Winter
Ooh.
Orb doing Winter Orb things. I need to pick up some more Winter Orbs. That's a white border
Mm-hmm.
ones are still pretty affordable too. I need to just
I
buy
think
them.
so. They're like four, like maybe $5, $10. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not nothing, but it's not like powder kegs, which are like 35 at this point.
Yeah, I've only got one and I need at least one more. My
Oh
most
no.
recent cool purchase was
Mhm.
I bought a playset of Phyrexian Devourers and I just got a playset of the
Ooh,
original print for Phyrexian Altar, or not
nice.
Phyrexian, Altar of Dementia.
Oh, nice.
So
Yep.
you can imagine what I'm building. I have already got City of
Oh
Traders and
yeah.
Ancient Tombs because I've been playing forever.
You
So
got the hard part. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Yeah. Between me and my buddy Max, we've got most of this stuff. So we're
That's
lucky
great. That's great.
because we did not pay going prices for this stuff. We've just been playing for that long.
Yep. I sadly sold out back in the early 2000s, so most of the things that
Ooh,
I play with
frugal.
now were picked up at not quite, contemporary prices, but not at prices I'm proud to have paid.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that. I'll be embarrassed with you. Back in 2013, I sold my Gaia's Cradle for $60 store credit, and I was
Oof.
getting a okayish deal at the time too.
Yeah, that's wild. So conversely, I traded my Guy's Cradle that I had for EDH. I bought it for $80 back in like 2012.
Yeah.
And then I traded it to a store at LobsterCon 2022. 2022, yeah. For like 2 Ancient Tombs, a bunch of Flooded Strands, and some replenishes.
Oh wow, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was a
At
super
the
sweet deal.
time, that was a great deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal now too. I think like I was really happy because
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna play with the Cradle and
Yeah, I actually don't know the running price of a Gaia's Cradle. I've got one in the studio right now, and we've yet to sleeve it up.
oh
Oh no, poor Matt.
oh no, the tempo,
He
the
gets
tempo,
Swords to Plowshared.
the tempo deck got tempoed.
Yeah, it's brutal. This is in this spot I was talking about when we were looking at the decks that I like the version with the no meddling mage and
Yeah,
no mother in, but I think in this matchup, Matt's stoked to have meddling mage and mother of runes in his
for
deck.
sure.
I
Meddling
think
Mage would be
without
less
those,
though, but like definitely Mother. Actually, no, Meddling Mage is pretty good because you can
definitely
hit like Call the Herd, right? So like that just shuts off a
hit call the
huge
herd,
threat.
yeah. Or even just like cast it, name like Phyrexia and Negator and make a depending on, how much information you have available. There's so
Right.
many things you can name to just like force your opponent to play off Kelter.
Yep.
We're checking some information. I wonder what that means.
I don't know if it's gonna matter all
You
that much. Oh, so something cool that could happen here. If Matt has a land, he can ice the Winter Orb at the end of Nate's turn and get a full untap because Winter Orb
Oh
turns off when it's
yeah.
tapped.
The old artifact rules. I
Hmm.
actually did not even think about that. That is
Yeah.
a resolved Phyrexian Negator,
I
however,
don't
which
I
will
don't think
just
he's gonna
close
have
the
time to do
game.
that really cool play.
I think it's just like ice the Negator, die the turn after is what it looks like is
Yeah.
going to happen,
Yeah.
which is brutal. Oh, I didn't even notice this, but great basic land choice from both players, really, but especially
Hmm.
Matt.
Yeah, no, that's got some gorgeous basics and the like neon signed
Hmm
uh shadow sign is really that's really sweet looking. All right,
Oh, then that so what was
Matt
that there?
has it.
Game two going into three.
Yep,
Now,
going
for
into
the
game
first
three.
time so far, we've got Matt on the play, which is good for Matt as long as he can keep his hand.
Oh,
Is
that
that
looks like
just
a
a
pretty good hand. I see
the mana base
Island
might be just
Forge.
oh, Forge Island. I thought that was
Yeah.
Island Mountain, but that's Forge Island. That's an
Yeah,
amazing
Forge is a
opener.
huge, yeah. I want to see if this is oh, it's double lightning bolt. Okay, that's a little sketchy, but he's got the mana to cast
Yeah,
every spell in his hand except for the Exalted Angel. So,
true. I'm going to look at his mana base right now. Okay, he is playing this. There's been a lot of contention in lists for the mana base. This is
mhm.
kind of deep. A lot of people might not have studied solution mana bases obsessively because they don't need to sleep.
Had better
Sleep is
things
for
to
sleep
do.
people. Yeah, they probably just have better things to do with their lives. But I really love the second Battlefield Forge in his deck. Is basically all I'm going to say. A lot of decks will
Mhm.
only play the one. I'm a big fan of the second one. It really
Nice.
fixes a big problem, especially if you're going to play like the third or the fourth basic island. It
Right.
lets you keep some two landers that you couldn't keep otherwise.
Yeah, and Matt hit the land, so he's got the 3 lands for his morph, but he doesn't have the second white source to unmorph, which is unfortunate for him.
Hmm
Another bird comes out. Okay.
But luckily, with that Mother of Runes, if he can just get it face down, he can protect it for as long as he needs to.
Ooh.
Meddling Mage, kind of a good top deck
Yeah, what
here.
does Meddling Mage
Let's
name?
see.
I think he named
I'm not
Calder here.
sure. I really actually like that a lot. Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
his mana works out. Is cooperating fully. He can lose a life to
Hmm.
the Battlefield Forge and leave the mountain up. He could even bolt the bird at sorcery speed, which I think we might see here.
Yeah, he
Yep, that
did. Good
happens.
call. Yeah.
That's very good. Solid play. Solid play from both players, really. I'm unfortunately biased to the deck that's playing Lightning Angel. That's a
Totally
me
fair.
problem.
Totally fair. We're allowed to have our biases. Whereas I actually am biased towards the Negator deck because I think the Negator deck is super sweet because I love Phyrexia Negator.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Phyrexian Negate. That's another card I just need to pick up a playset of. They're so cool.
Why can't we just have nice things and have a Phyrexia Negator Lightning Angel deck? We could just bring the sides together and you know be
I
great.
think you're currently theory crafting the probably the best deck in the format.
Probably. I'll
2025
stop now
cracking the
before
code.
Martin Berlin bans them.
Yeah, yeah. Or at the very least, wait till LobsterCon to show
There we go.
everyone.
Yep.
All right, we see a portent. This is
Okay.
another thing
Ooh.
about this format I absolutely love, getting to cast portent.
Mm-hmm.
Like preemptively banning brainstorm, so a cool card like portent gets to see play.
For sure.
Love that for this
For
format.
sure.
And looks like we're keeping the pile,
And yeah, I guess he needs
which
that
was
land. Yeah.
yeah. There it looks like a couple two lands, one spell split. He gets one right away, and this is the quintessential tempo play from the solution deck. Turn 1 Mom, turn 2 Meddling Mage, make my land drops. As I cast creatures, you won't be able to interact because I have a Mom in play.
1 mana removal
Lightning
spells for
Angel that you
everything.
can't kill? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just so brutal. Something else we haven't
Ooh.
really talked on. Ooh, I was about to feel bad for Nate for having the good old combo of basic Forest Reflecting Pool,
Yeah.
but he just played Winter Orb, which is not that bad.
Not at all.
Now,
It's gonna
like you said,
slow down those big drops. Yeah,
yep. Is that a Seal of Cleansing?
that is a seal cleansing.
Ooh, we're cooking, baby. We can develop Seal of Cleansing and then like let Nate only untap one land
That's so
and then
rude.
crack it EOT. It's rude, but boy do I think that's the play.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm here for it. Like,
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of I really need to I haven't actually cast a Winter Orb in this format yet, which is weird because one of the first decks for the first pre-modern event we had locally, I played Groatog, and
oh yeah,
I just didn't play the variant with Winter Orb, and I regret it because that card looks fun,
it does.
and
Yeah,
it looks like it minimizes on your opponent's fun, which like
yeah.
you know
That's
is fun sometimes.
Magic is zero sum. Like, I'm gonna have all the
Exactly.
fun. Yeah,
And
no.
this, I know a lot of the people up at that event, so the more of my personal friends who I can make have a bad time, the
Oh
better time
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
having.
No,
So
trolling your friends is. I'm
the
pretty
best,
sure the point of the game. Like, I know they talk
absolutely.
about the gathering and the
Mm-mm.
strategery and all that jazz. No, it's trolling
What's
your
that?
friends.
I don't even know if you can get good at Magic, but you can get good at being rude.
You sure can. Sure can.
Ooh, now this is cool. Undiscovered Paradise, Reflecting Pool combo with a Swords on the Mom, which is
Ooh,
telegraphing. Maybe Nate has a Bolt. I wonder what that mage is naming.
yeah,
I wonder if it's actually naming the Call of the Herd, like you were mentioning, would be a pretty
yeah,
solid play here.
yeah. I think so. He's got the bolt. Oh, he's bolting the
Here's
meddling
the Bolt.
mage. Okay, so I guess we're gonna
Interesting.
see whatever Nate plays next turn is what I'm gonna guess was named by the mage. I'm
I
gonna call that
concur
one.
100% because
Yeah,
otherwise, like the play you make face up typically here is you just bolt the Mom. That way,
yeah.
all your removal following this turn is turned on.
It's
But
live.
now
Yeah.
the Mom still can protect, let's say, Lightning Angel. There's the crack on the Seal of Cleansing, a little fetch action down to 16. If we see a
Mhm.
follow up from a Lightning Angel,
Oh, he gets the blue.
I'm gonna
Interesting.
ooh, that is very interesting. I would I would feel incentivized to get basic planes here,
Yeah.
which you could do. That's a flooded strand.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Unless
Did he have
maybe
counterspell in
Matt
hand?
has
Maybe. I
multiple
don't know.
counter spells. That must be what it is.
Yeah, it could be.
Looking at the deck list, the only thing is counterspell. Now there's only two. I'm nuts. One of the things I cut my 2-drop creatures and 1-drop creatures for is a full set of counterspell, which I
That
don't
is
advise.
bold.
I'm playing the fourth basic island. I'm out here cooking
That's
in
not
the
so
poop
bad.
kitchen, bro. It's a little tough. All right, we see a
Oh, okay,
darker
he had a
waste.
darker waist. That's probably why he didn't care.
So
That makes
that
sense.
now it makes sense. He just doesn't want to pay a life to counterspell.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, please. Okay,
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
Morph.
it's not a
Yeah.
lightning angel, but we'll take an exalted angel.
Yep. Fun thing is, with Meddling Mage, you can name Exalted Angel. It's not going to do what you want it to do because it is a morph,
No.
and morphs cannot be stopped with Meddling Mage because they're not a card
Yep,
name.
I have not seen that in the wild yet, but I'm assuming that every time someone learns that lesson,
Yeah.
it's got to be a hard
I
lesson
bet it
to
was
learn.
Call the Herd. Yeah, he just jammed it
Yeah,
there.
I'm right there with you. I'm
Yeah.
like so sure that you're right about that.
Let's go
But
find
this,
Nate on Discord. This
yep.
angel's gonna morph and just completely ruin Nate's day.
Yeah, we're talking about what here so far it's a 4-turn clock right now, which
Mm-hmm.
is and it's not like each turn. It's not just about the life loss. The life gain's also going to make it so hard for Nate to
Yeah.
leverage any solid top deck here.
And Matt's playing face up. He's got nothing.
Yep. You don't need anything in your hand when you have a resolved exalted angel and a Mom protecting it. It's
Your
so
opponent's stuck
brutal.
on Forest, Reflecting Pool, Undiscovered Paradise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Nate.
That's upsetting. Nate didn't do anything to
He
deserve this, but
he
it's
had
the life
like
he's
a
living.
double bird hand, and then they just all
Mhm.
died.
Yeah, I mean, in the defense of like the game state, that's going to happen against the solution. The solution,
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons the deck's so spooky for other mid-range decks, except for maybe the Rock,
Mm-hmm.
is that 4 Bolt, 4 Swords to Plowshares almost
Mm-hmm.
guarantees that no, your Goblin Lackey doesn't connect. No, your
Yep.
Jackal Pup's not going to do any
Yep.
business here.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely get a lot of tempo stealing with those 1 mana removal spells because they're almost
Yep.
always answering something that is more than 1 mana.
Yeah, the tempo swings are huge.
Yeah.
Stonks are high. That Shivan Reef off the top, not ideal, but He could draw a land for the rest of the game every turn and probably still win here.
The rest
I
of
think
the 2
Nate needs a
turns.
miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the 2 turns. I say it like it's going to be 6.
Oh, Winter
Top
Orb
deck
is
a
not what you
Winter
want.
Orb.
I'm gonna have to
It
talk.
is
I'm gonna
not.
have to. I'm gonna give Nate a little bit of talking to. Like, he's not playing, so I can see his hand, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, I want to speculate and pretend I know what's happening.
Right? It's so much easier to sound smart when you know everything that's going on.
Exactly. Look at your opponent's hand, say the obvious thing,
Yup.
and then they do something different, and then you feel like you don't know what's going on ever. That's my usual experience.
So I love playing Cabal Therapy and Duress. Duress is something I'm super high on
Yeah,
in the format right now. I think Duress is just probably one of the best cards in the format. It's so good.
agree. I started learning the clerics deck, and like that's the first deck I ever actually played with. Oh, it looks like that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's
That's
rough.
a shame for Nate, but I just want to say this just makes sense. The solution wins every game it plays.
It's
So
true. It's
this is
true.
great. It's perfect. I love this deck so much.
Hibernation. That is gross against the mana
That's rude.
dorks. Yeah.
That's so rude. I don't have the I don't I've got too much of a heart and moral compass to put hibernation in my sideboard, my solution sideboard.
What's
That's
even
actually
worse
not
is
true.
like
I just can't
Harmonic
fit it.
Convergence. That gets really bad too. Oh, he's got
Hmm.
Enlightened Tutor. Okay, so
Ooh,
he's getting. Oh, so he's got like a little Enlightened Tutor package. I completely missed that in his sideboard. I'll have that
I'm
tossed
a
up for everybody
big
to see. But
yeah, very big fan of the Enlightened Tutor package out of the solution.
yeah.
Because with Mother of Runes, you can almost guarantee you always have a creature, and you
Hmm.
never want to play 2 Worship in a deck that plays multiple Factor Fictions and Lightning Angels and Exalted Angels. So you
Yeah.
just put the one that we have like this little package of Seal of Cleansing, Phyrexian Furnace,
Yeah. That's sweet.
Worship. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's
Big
awesome.
fan of that.
Very cool. Very cool. That was a sweet match. A lot of back and forth. And that's one of the things I love about the format is there's a lot of back and forth in this format. Like, games don't just end on turn 2. Sometimes they do, but like more often than not, they're going to like 6, 7, 8, and then you're not always out of it. Like, you've got things like Swords of
Oh
Plowshares that can
yeah.
just get you right back in the game.
Dude, 100%. As someone who plays, I play more contemporary formats as well.
Hmm.
And I think there's something to be said for playing like modern. But if we're being real, it doesn't quite feel like Magic in the way, like, at least the way Magic felt for me when I was first getting into the game back in
Right.
like 2012,
Yep.
2013.
Yep.
Pre-modern does still feel like that to me.
Yeah,
So
it's got some
that's,
degenerate stuff, but most of it is pretty honest Magic. Like, you're casting creatures, you're attacking. That's
yeah,
it.
and 9 times out of 10, if you want to be a complete degenerate, there's a cost to that in this format as well.
Hmm.
Like, in like modern, for instance, if you want to do the most broken thing possible, you just put the cards in your deck and it just works. Here,
Yep.
if you want to play 5-color Gators, when you look at a deck like 5-color Gators and go, wow, look at all these cards, the
Hmm.
cost is your mana base. Same thing with
Yep.
the solution,
Yep. I love
If
I
you
love the
if you
crappy mana. I'll sing the
yeah,
praises until the cows
I
come
love
home.
it. Yeah. It makes enemy colors should be harder to play together. And I like that it's like that here in pre-modern.
They
I think that's
are.
awesome.
They're very much harder to play. Yeah. All right.
It's
Well,
great.
thank you so much for joining me today, man. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
no, thank you for having me. This was awesome. I appreciate you singling out a solution game for me. That was
mm,
really nice of you.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'm sure we'll have more. Matt is a solution enjoyer, and I'm hoping he's going to make it down to more of our events. So,
Awesome.
we'll hopefully have some more going in the future. So,
Awesome. Thank you
yeah,
so much, buddy.
of course, thank you. And I'm going to have your stuff linked in places that are hopefully easy to find. Uh, and
Yeah, great. If you guys like pre-modern, I do pre-modern. If you don't like
yes,
me, check out this channel more. It's all good stuff. If you don't like this channel for some reason, there's even more. It's
there's
all
so
good
many.
stuff.
You got Heavy Play, you got Duress Crew, you got
Yep. You
uh
got I don't
the
know if the Cloud Goat Ranger's still going, but
Right
his stuff's
Days.
pretty good.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep. Also, awesome. All right. Thanks everybody. Have a good rest of the day. And for Neon Mushroom and myself, have a good one and we'll catch you later.
bye.